Hi Capricorn, here's a general look at your solar chart for December 2011, and may I wish you a happy time at Christmas. Now this month the energies look pretty sociable, no surprise given the festive season, but with you there's probably going to be more of a pull towards things going on behind the scenes. That's up until the 22nd anyway, and you putting yourself out quite a lot. And maybe some of you feeling a bit distracted or scattered at times. This is the vibration of compassion and higher service, so that's why I said you might be putting yourself out for others, and others kind of leaning on you and you sort of taking the strain there. But just pace yourself, don't bite off more than you can chew. You may find that you have to make space in your life for others' stuff or for others' problems at this time. But you can also choose to use this energy for introspection or some sort of project that's going on behind the scenes that you're working very hard on. Also spiritual practices like yoga, meditation, and anything to do with healing, whether it's the sort of mainstream or whether it's alternative, and also psychic development. And also this is a very good time for using your imagination, letting that imagination of yours, have the vision, have the dream, and then do a little bit of work on manifesting it as well. There's probably going to be, as I said, it was a sociable time, and there's probably going to be influences that are just sort of pulling you outwards, and a lot going on, maybe some unpredictable influences around, lots of demands on your attention, and also watch out that you don't let old emotional habits or inner frustrations get in your way, because this can be happening with the Sun and Mercury. Now, Sun is going to move out of there on the 22nd and then come into your sign for your birthday 4 weeks. But Mercury is going to stay in that kind of background area, having you pondering things, mulling things over, maybe working on a project behind the scenes, or going in for these practices, or using the imagination, as I've mentioned, up until January, into January. So your mind over this time is going to be more introspective, intuition is going to increase, dream life may get livelier, and things going on behind the scenes. As I said, maybe something is a work in progress, not quite ready yet. Perhaps you're preparing something, or perhaps there's something slowly taking root and blossoming. It could be a relationship behind the scenes. And these are very good energies for practices that I've mentioned, spiritual type or healing type, or even if you don't want to be going into that, then just self-nurture, really. And also maybe you're having to look after somebody else a little bit more. This is another way it can work, which is why I said just pace yourself and look after your energies. But every now and again you probably find yourself zoning out, maybe even right in the middle of a conversation, but they probably wouldn't notice. And then you kind of click back in again to sort of this dimension and this time zone. But this is a phase when you should take whatever time you can to chill, to relax, to still the mind. Very, very good time for that. And letting yourself become absorbed into something which takes you out of time. Your sign actually rules time. So you're kind of a time traveler or a time lord, really. You can be very time bound and very, very sort of almost like crucified to schedules and agendas, but you can also, if you so decide, get right out of time altogether. So remember, what kettle never boils. And during this transit here, there's going to be help coming from the unseen realms, and maybe guidance. And if you just stop the chatter of the mind, you'll be able to hear that and feel that, and get a hunch at the right moment. And also just trust those bones of yours, Capricorn. When you know something, when you feel something in your bones, then that's the way to go. No matter what your head's telling you. Now, for many months, Mars is going to be in a fantastic area. It's actually an area where you can learn an awful lot. And it's Sagittarius's house. So you're going to, your Mars, or rather Mars, is going to be lighting up that house, or that sector of your solar chart. And that's all about you exploring new territories. You having maybe more travel, maybe more adventure. It's going to be there until July 2012. So you've got plenty of time for these adventures and these explorations. Being more inquisitive is going to be the name of the game. Learning through doing is going to be the name of the game. And whether that's the academic, intellectual route, formally or informally, it doesn't matter. It's all about learning. And you being on the move, you being on the go, maybe you putting out information over a wider stage, or maybe you sitting at the feet of a guru or a teacher and taking in. That can, this can work in various ways, but that's the kind of feel of it as far as I can say. And it'll give you a boost probably. It'll help you not to be so tied down with the knotty details, but of course details are still important, so don't forget to read the small print. But having more connection with those at a distance is a likely expression of this Mars energy here. Yes. Now, you've got Venus in your sign. Like I say, it's a sociable time for you. It's great to have Venus in your sign. It'll be there until the 21st, so that's going to be for you more than one opportunity to be mixing and mingling and having a nice time with others, but also more than one opportunity to be selfly supportive of others as well, given where the Sun and Mercury are. On the other hand, you could be feeling somewhat self-indulgent, and why not? Why not? Do something nice for yourself, even though it's not quite your birthday month. Just get into training and then definitely do something nice for yourself after the 22nd. So anyway, activities, pursuits, purchases which boost your morale. Definitely it's time to go start, getting, as I say, getting used to practicing, getting into training for this, and being a little bit more self-indulgent. And you could, others are going to see you in a good light. They're going to find your style appealing, you attractive personally. Some of you could meet somebody special because, I don't know, you just be looking and feeling better at this time with Venus in your sign up until the 21st. Interactions of all kinds are emphasized. You can be very persuasive. It's good for negotiations if it's to do with professional business, and definitely expanding your social circle, meeting and greeting maybe some people you've never met before, and others seeing you as charming and, as I say, attractive, and of course you are really anyway. Mercury is staying retrograde until mid-month, so that means all things Mercury are going to be just kind of slowed down. Certain things will be up in the air. You might feel a bit confused or muddled. Can't be crystal clear about something's hanging fire. You haven't decided totally, or however it is for you. Intuitions and inner feelings are very sharp, and once again, remember, listen to your bones. And then from the 14th, things should start clearing up and going forwards a lot faster. There's a total solar eclipse of the Sun. It would be if it's a solar eclipse. There's a total solar eclipse, and that's happening on the 10th. And that for you is going to be ushering in new beginnings related to work, employment, daily routines, the service that you give to others, and also health. Anything around health, diet and exercise as well. And that will be over several months to come. And from the 22nd you should be clearer then, to be even more outrageously self-indulgent and pursue just what's important for you personally, Capricorn. Now, every month I speak about the outer planets. They are very important, but they move quite slowly. And if you want to skip that bit and leave the video now, you can always go to my website and just quickly read it, what I've written there. But I'm just going to skip through these anyway. So Jupiter is in a very, very good angle to your sun sign at the moment, and will be there until June next year. Jupiter, the planet of abundance and personal expansion, allowing you, to feel more spontaneous and alive and empowered and playful because of something to do with, could be a child or children, could be animals, could be, from very, very small children to bigger children, but children. Could be animals, could be a romance, could be leisure activities, could be some sort of project which is a bit speculative, taking a bit of a gamble. But anyway, this is an area of flow and of learning through doing, but also of enjoyment as well, and you being a bit at the centre of attention for some reason, and having admiring glances coming your way. So that's pretty good news. And some of you could have more connection with the entertainment industry as well. Or maybe, the leisure industry at this time. Saturn and Pluto are definitely, still helping you to mature and grow up and be realistic. Those two, again, are in a very long transit. Saturn has you looking at building a new structure for yourself. Saturn's in the area to do with your life direction, so Saturn there means step by step, gradually building a new maybe identity for yourself in it, sort of on the more worldly stage, the side of you which is about profession, career, image, reputation, and so on, and you are upgrading things there, as I say, step by slow and careful step, so that you can have maybe a stronger identification with your job, and also with your direction in life, and not feel so much, kind of pushed and shoved, but more like you're in control with all of this. You Capricorns born January the 14th to the 20th, or with 23 to 29 degrees of Capricorn rising, are going to feel this influence mostly this month. Uranus is at the root of your solar chart, again in a powerful angle, as are Saturn and Pluto, meaning that significant change could suddenly take you by surprise, related to the home base, your home base, or the base, of family, or their family life if they're older, children or whatever. But anyway, it can suddenly turn the tables and upset the apple cart right at the root of your life. But again, if you get if you grab a hold of this energy, which can be very unpredictable and sudden, you yourself can be the one that decides to make these changes at the root of your life, and it's going to be there for 7 years in that area. And of course it will be aspecting your sun in whichever part of Capricorn it's in over that 7 years. So it's not going to be switched on full on all the time for you, but just likely be several changes, maybe changes in the dynamics in family, or your place on the map, or changes of scene over 2011, which of course is nearly finished, so it's going to be 2012. And at the moment, you Capricorns born 22nd, 23rd of December, up to a couple of degrees of Capricorn rising, going to feel that mostly. Neptune is at the end of Aquarius. It's going to affect you Capricorns born at the very end or the beginning of the sign. Things may feel a little bit uncertain or up in the air, but it's a minor niggle really, even though you do like to be clear about everything, Capricorn. And it will simply be you wondering which is the best way to go when it comes to money, property, etc. But join the club. because these are strange times and uncertain times, and this is something which is pretty much becoming par for the course these days. Now, Pluto, there's a kind of an emotional undertow with Pluto, meaning that you Capricorns, which are born 25th to 29th of December, or 3 to 8 degrees of Capricorn rising, thereabouts, should be really understanding that you've got to let go of things, things that you thought were written in stone that were never going to change. You've got to let go of them, and not all of them, of course, just some, and some that you never thought you would let go of, because this is about your evolving. This is about you really birthing into a new, more authentic sense of yourself. So this is a very powerful transit for you Capricorns, and you just need to dig really deep sometimes and follow those deep instincts, follow what your bones tell you. And that's it for December. If you know your rising sign and your moon sign, you might like to listen to that too and see if it makes sense to you. And once again, may I wish you a happy time during the holidays, and I'll see you the next time.